All right, time for an update on Coupang. I mentioned I have a mid-sized position in this and that I had been adding to it, either buying shares or selling puts and buying calls. I felt like it was too cheap to be ignored. So I had, I think, 12 calls that I sold at 15, sorry, 12 puts that I sold at 15. So luckily it didn't get exercised, but if it did, it wouldn't be the end of the world because I thought it was too cheap. So why is it up 14% today? Well, the big overhang on this was the potential fine from the Korean regulators for a data breach that they had, which was the largest data breach in Korean history, and the prior largest data breach in Korean history, which was a telecom company. They were fined $100 million US. And so this one was 30% bigger. And I said, okay, well, worst case scenario, maybe they'll double it, maybe they'll triple it, 100 million, 200 million. Ended up being 400 million. So 400 million sounds like a lot. So why is it up a lot? Because 400 million is not a lot for Coupang. Coupang is doing really well. They did experience a small dip after the data breach, but now people are buying the same levels that they were prior to the breach. And the fear was not so much that the money, it was that the Korean regulators would impose other sanctions on the way they do business to sort of punish them. But there were no sanctions on the way that they operate, only pay some cash and then go on about your life. And the market loved that. So I anticipated it might be 200 on the high end because the highest one prior to this was 100. This is a 30% bigger, so maybe 200. 400 seems a bit excessive, but if they have no other restrictions on how they do business, on how they have to interact with customers, on things they have to do for the government or anything like that, they just have to pay a fine. $400 million, they can easily get past this and move on. I'd seen other people estimating that they might get fined 1 billion, 3 billion. So 400 million, that's great. And 14% pop today shows that. Do I still think it's cheap? Yeah. If I were not already owning a mid-sized position in this with plenty of puts that I sold and calls that I bought, I might buy some more here, even with the 17% jump. In fact, I probably will buy some more because I before the big crash, I think it got down to like $15. I had sold puts that expire in a couple of months at 18. And I think I have some puts that expire that I sold at 23. So, I may be buying several hundred more shares of this, whether I like it or not. But yeah, I mean, it got down to 1492 at the depths of the panic, but this is a company that it is hard to beat. So when people get mad at Jeff Bezos, which they do occasionally, they still keep buying from Amazon because it's very addictive. And same thing with Coupang. Coupang does what Amazon does, but they do it better than Amazon. So I get 2 or 3 day delivery on Amazon. If I'm lucky, I get next day. But sometimes, like today, I was supposed to get something in 2 days, and they'll tell me it's coming tomorrow. So that's 3 days, right? With Coupang, if you're in Korea and you order by midnight, it'll be on your door by 7 a.m. So it's a very powerful mode, very addictive. And the longer that people have Coupang, the more they tend to buy it. So this is a great stock to own for the long term. I don't plan on selling it. There are stocks that I have, what I call trading sardines, that I'll trade in and out of when they're cheap. But this one, I just tend to buy some on the dips and then just hold forever. So overall, I'm still down a little bit on this, even after the bump, because I, had been buying this for a couple of years, and it recently got cut in half from 34 to 14 in the past year. But I think these problems are temporary, just like they were for Venture Global. And I think most of it, the bad stuff, is behind them because the big overhang was what was going to happen with the Korean regulator, and that's gone now also. And if you do recall, I had been talking about Venture Global when I was adding, when it was down to like $8 or $9, and I think at some point it got down to like 7, and now it's like $13 again, right? Because I knew that the problems that it was facing were temporary, and once that blows over, it'll come back. And with this one, I was so familiar with the company because I had owned it for 2 or 3 years. And, I like the way it's developing, and I knew that this fine would be temporary, and then they can just move on with their life. So that's an update on Coupang, and let me know if you guys have any questions about it or what you think about this. If you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, and there's a link to sign up for Interactive Brokers if you want to use that brokerage. I did mention in a previous video that one of the things I'm going to do is with Nintendo, which I think is very cheap, rather than buying it through Robinhood, which charges me 6% margin, or Merrill Lynch, which charges me 9% margin, I can buy it on Interactive Brokers by borrowing yen in Japan, which is at 1.5% interest rate, a lot lower than margin on US brokers, and then buy the actual shares in Japan instead of the US listed shares. And those pay more than a 2% dividend. So, I can borrow 1.5% in Japanese yen, and I'm getting more than 2% dividend. So it will cost me nothing. So anyway, that's my idea for Coupang. Coupang and Nintendo. But the link for Interactive Broker will be in the description if you want to sign up for that. So with Coupang specifically, if anyone has any questions, just leave them in the comments. Once again, this isn't investment advice. This is just me walking through the stocks that I own and what I think about when I'm looking at it. It's not me telling you how you should invest. It's me discussing how I invest, right? So everyone has different risk tolerances and things that they are familiar with and not familiar with. And I just talk about what I see with the things that I own here. So like and subscribe if you want to see future videos like this. Check out the interview I dropped a few days ago with Progressive Planet CEO Stephen Harper. So Progressive Planet, I have a mid-sized position in. I really like the company. And this was a really great interview with the CEO of the company. So I only have 700 subscribers, not big enough for a lot of CEOs to be willing to come on, but he's a really nice guy, a really smart guy, and loves talking about his company and the product and how they do things. So if you look at that video, maybe it will get popular, and then he'll agree to come on again, or you can have other people come on. So anyway, that's my thoughts for this. Have a great day, everyone.